Welcome to this edition of the Adobe Think Tank. I am Daya Nadamuni with Adobe's corporate strategy team, and with me here today is Chris Benson. He is Chief Scientist for AI, Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning with Honeywell SPS. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you very much.
Great to have you here.
It's an honor to be here.
So what do you think CEOs and other leadership should be thinking about and collaborating on around AI at this moment in time?
Well, we're at a very special moment in terms of what technology is doing to business. We really need to change the way we're going to serve our customers and produce the products and services that we need to fulfill the customer experience that they're expecting from us. And doing that, we have this moment where we've gone through the digital revolution, and as part of that, we're hitting this point where suddenly AI has finally, after decades, become a reality. And in doing that, it is the speed of business is accelerating at such a rate that we need to start changing the way that we're approaching it. And I'll give you a few examples here. We suddenly have found ourselves after many false starts in AI to where we have more data than we know what to do with it, and it's growing exponentially all the time. We call it big data. And we also have compute capability that is that's in the cloud. It's now out on the edge. And so there's the ability to do calculation that's never been there before. And so suddenly we have this ability to take this new tool set, which is a bunch of algorithms that we call AI, and with some specific toolkits, things like deep learning, that we can now apply to customer experience and get pretty amazing outcomes compared to things that we've done in the past. And so this is a moment where senior executives at companies, big and small, need to be thinking, how can they use these tools to better enable those customer experiences? And one of those is to recognize that we're in an age for the first time ever where we don't know exactly what the next step is, what the future holds. It's moving too fast and it's changing too often. So it really requires that you organize your company around a learning structure. So you need to be a learning organization. You need to be able to think like a startup and fast fail your way into a great path for the customer experience that you're trying to create for your customers through your products and services. And so I'm always urging people to, wherever they're at in their career, whether they're fairly new or old, to take their cup and pour it out. And accept that they need to refill it. And it's not a one-time thing. It's something that they need to start doing more and more often as things accelerate. And in doing that, find the best customer experience that your customers need and how to apply these specific tools for that.
So, given the need for continuous learning, and the fact that we don't know what we can't see around the corner quite as well as we would like to, what are some best practices around integrating deep learning into your enterprise architecture? I mean, what advice would you have for brands and enterprises?
Yeah, well, one thing is to keep it in perspective. There's a lot of hype around AI and deep learning right now, and it really, it's a specific toolbox that is very good at specific problems. And so the first thing is to recognize that it's not magic. And it's not the solution for all problems, and you need to begin evaluating your business challenges and against all the toolkits in software development and data science in general, and find the ones that lend themselves to AI and deep learning solutions, which tend to be very complicated problems that other tools have not been sufficient in solving for you. And then you kind of rapidly experiment your way into saying, do I have an AI tool in my AI toolbox that can solve this problem, whereas I may not have been able to solve it before, or I can solve it at much higher fidelity. And so it's a very practical and pragmatic approach instead of a big buzzword, a magic kind of approach. Think of your deep learning team as another software development / data science team. They are going into a project, they evaluate it, make sure that they're the right team for it, or that the tools that they think are appropriate are in fact, and you validate that. And then take a small bite out of that problem and go try to solve it with this and see what you get. One of the challenges is you don't want to try to go take too big a chunk, like anything, even outside of AI, too early. take small things, when you have quick fails, learn from them, find the right path, and find your way into success. So be very practical, be very pragmatic, and that's how you'll find success in it.
So, which brings up a good point. Are there specific classes of problems or types of problems that would lend themselves better to deep learning than something else?
There are. So, and some of them are being widely used right now. I mean, some of the very obvious ones are natural language processing. That field has been around for a long time, but deep learning is starting to revolutionize it in that there's a lot of variability in it. There's a lot of nonlinearity in it, and these tools are really good at solving problems with those characteristics. Another thing would be machine vision. And there's a type of AI called a convolutional neural network, which is very popular right now for driving machine vision solutions. And the reason is that neural networks are really good at finding hard to detect patterns in data that human beings or lesser data science tools are not so good at finding. And so if this sounds like a problem that your company might be facing, then say, okay, well, we've tried it with smaller data science tools, things that are not quite as sophisticated. Maybe this is the right time to try a neural network and see if that works for you. Okay,
so find the right solution to which you want to apply, or find the right problem to which you want to apply the deep learning solution.
That's correct.
I think, and a lot of it is sort of customer facing, large volumes of data, where you can really try to solve the business problem.
Absolutely.
The customer experience.
Absolutely. And you're specifically looking for those problems that your other tools, you have tools in your tool belt, if they have not been sufficient to solve it, that's when you want to turn to neural networks and say, is there an architecture here within this world that might help me get there?
That sounds very intriguing and full of possibility.
Yeah,
especially for brands and enterprises.
There's an investment you have to make
right.
to be able to accomplish that, and that because it's computationally intensive, there's a lot of math. Fundamentally, it's all math under the cover. So you need to be able to have people that understand that. You train them up, whether they be existing data scientists or mathematically inclined software engineers, or whether you're bringing people in from the outside. There's a huge demand for this, and you also need to get your infrastructure in place, not only for the calculation itself, which might be in the cloud, or it might be a supercomputer that's designed for deep learning, or some other collection of computing devices that you've put in place for this, but beyond that, you need to get your data infrastructure as well too, because data strategy, which may evolve with that, is pretty crucial. And I think if there's one way to finish this up, it's that I've seen companies that are successful in this space really focus on a data strategy that supports their AI strategy, and that can evolve with that AI strategy. And they figure out how to get all that data they're going to need for AI training in place and usable before they go into the AI training.
Perfect. So we talked a lot about data strategy, and we talked a lot about algorithms and machine learning. When it comes to creativity, what's your optimism around some of the skills that are pretty much, human and irreplaceable by no matter how advanced an AI algorithm or a machine learning algorithm could be?
Well, you've just identified what may be the most important one, and that is creativity. And if there is, computers, AI-driven computers can be very good at attacking problems that are very task specific. And we've seen instances in the news where you'll have a very specific type of thing where a computer gets better at it than a person, or a computer and a person together get better at that. And the place where I think humans will have a firm place of their own without computers is in creativity. Mm-hmm. That's not to say that we will never see facets of creativity in computers, but that's something that we're really good at. And making those associations in our brain, our memory system, is something that is going to take a long time for AI to ever get to.
That's fantastic. Well, we're at the end of this episode of the Adobe Think Tank. Please tune in again for more episodes. Follow us on Twitter, #AdobeTT. Thank you, Chris. It was a pleasure to have you here.
It was my delight. Thank you very much.